Hey, what's up, comic book fans? Welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. That's right, guys, and it's your host, Mike Spiderslayer. We're kicking it back at the old school. That's right, guys, on the couch with the comics in the background. Very pressed for time this week. Don't have much time to do reviews, so I gotta get in any little type of time that I possibly can. So today, I wanted to talk about the Walking Dead issue number 111. And a lot of you guys know me. That's how I started my first Comic Book Corner channel, by reviewing The Walking Dead. And I started with issue number 86. And it's continued to every issue since then. So I don't want to break this streak. So that's why I want to fill this in. And, a lot of you guys look forward to these reviews. So today we are talking about The Walking Dead issue number 111. Obviously done. It is written by Robert Kirkman. Charlie Adlard is our artist, and Chris Rathburn is the actual gray tones in the book. So in this actual cover, you get to see Negan with the bloody knife, and his face is all bloody, and you're like, oh man, what is this about? Like, I've seen this image for a long time now, and you're like, dude, shit's gonna hit the fan. It's gonna hit the fan. The war's gonna start between, the Saviors and Rick's group and the Hilltop and the Kingdom. It's finally gonna happen. Does it happen in this issue? I don't know, we'll see. But just to let you guys know, as always with these Walking Dead reviews, there's lots and lots and lots of spoilers. So be prepared, okay? You might want to read the issue first, then come back to the review or my walkthrough of the actual issue. So, in this particular beginning of the book, there's really not much actually that really happens. You get to see, last issue we saw Michonne and Ezekiel kind of talk, and Ezekiel lets down his guard and tells Michonne who they really are, or who he really is, and what his act is, and how he rescued a tiger and things like that. So Michonne really knows who Ezekiel is, and I think those two have a chemistry with each other, and I think they're actually going to hook up in this series eventually, because you can see it in this actual book. But you can see here in this actual issue that Rick is obviously still, very protective of his son. He talks about, Carl wants to see the tiger, and that's Ezekiel's tiger. Also, in the beginning of the issue, you get to see Michonne. She's happy. She has a smile on her face. And that has to do with Ezekiel. I know it is. And maybe this is the first time that she's actually liked somebody in a very, very long time. She even puts the katana sword down, and but then she's like, am I letting down my guard? She's like, hell, who am I kidding? Don't be stupid. And she winds up going to bed with it, which is pretty funny. So in the issue, really, you get to see everybody gearing up towards this war against Negan and the Saviors. The Hilltop, the community, and the Kingdom. They're all gaining together, and they're strategizing. And Jesus and Gregory have some words with each other, and basically Jesus is telling Gregory, like, dude, you're weak, you're just yellow belly. And he's like, who are you talking about? I took a knife in the gut for our community. And Jesus is like, dude, really? You gotta be kidding me. And he just kind of like walks away because he feels that the argument is pointless, which is correct. Here in the issue 2, you get to see Gregory and Sophia, and then the new girl's kid. They wind up playing with each other. So Maggie's getting along in the Hilltop with everybody, which is cool to see. Very little zombies in this issue. You get to see 2 panels. You get to see, or maybe 3. You get to see some zombies walking around, and you get to see Andrea sniper one right in the face. Blah, blah! And you see the brains all over the place. Pretty funny stuff. And you get to see the rest of the, you get to go to the Kingdom where all the troops are meeting up at the actual Kingdom. And here you see the large school bus where everyone loaded up, and they're running over some zombies. And they hit the wall, so you can just picture that, Again, you got Michonne doing, sword battles, practicing, things like that. And, you can see that they're really having this chemistry, like I said, Ezekiel and Michonne. And she's, like, happy, she's like a little schoolgirl, which is pretty funny. So later on, as they're plotting against this thing, we go into the main part of the issue. What made this issue really good? And this particular part of the issue is you got Negan. So Negan is your loose cannon in this series, okay? And he bangs on the door, and you never know what she's gonna get. And they're out here. He starts knocking on the door and he's asking for supplies. And he's 3 days early. And he doesn't know that Rick and the other groups are planning to kill him in his group. And Olivia answers the door and she's like, well, he's not here. And we have like nothing, next to nothing. And we're practically starving here. And Negan comes up with this smart ass remark and he goes, we're practically starving? You were practically starving? Because Olivia is an overweight character. And Olivia starts crying here. So she starts crying and she's, she's going all emo or whatever, and she starts freaking out. And he's like, Negan's guy's like, dude, you were a little hard on you, weren't you? And Negan goes, all right, pardon me. And she's like, Olivia. He goes, all right, Olivia, I'm sorry. I've been so motherfucking rude to you, just know. But he's like, if you like, I think I enjoy fucking your brains in, and if you're agreeable to it. And he gets this big slap in the face. You're like, oh my God, I can't believe he just said that to her, And he's just like, let her go, because they grabbed her real quick. And he just said, Rick led him to believe last time there's a bunch of vacant houses. And he says, you know what? I'm just going to stay here for the next 3 days until Rick shows up. So show me one of these vacant houses. So he goes to the house and you see this big house here. And he's in here and he's like, man, this place is the shit. He's like, they got running water here, man. This is phenomenal. And he's like, and Spencer comes up. And Spencer is the son of, what was the guy that got killed? I don't remember his father's name. It's just not standing there real quick. I'm trying to find it. But he's the son who was the former leader of the community. This guy right here, Spencer. And he comes up and he talks to Negan. And he's like, man, Negan's like, this place is like a vacation home. He goes, is there a pool table here? He's like, yeah, there's a pool table. I have one at my house. And Negan's like, dude, you got sticks and everything? He's like, hell yeah. He's like, you could come to my house anytime. He's like, dude, okay, And he's just like, he goes, what did you want to talk to me about, Spencer? And he goes on to this whole story about how Rick is egotistical and he can't stand being in charge, and how he's going to go after Negan eventually. And he goes, I want you to kill him. So I can take over being this group's community leader. And he's like, okay, so let me get this straight. He's like, I got something to discuss with you. I got 2 things to talk about with you. He's like, first off, he's like, I can sit there and kill Rick, but even though I've done some crazy crap to him, he's out there working as a busy beaver and he's collecting shit for me. And you're saying that you're pissed at him because he killed your dad and you want to take over the community. You want me to kill him? He's like, he starts freaking out and he sits there and he goes, you don't want to do it. He's like, because you don't got guts. And he starts getting all pissed off at him. He starts gutting him. He's like, ah! And he starts stabbing him. He's like, ah! He starts slapping him in the face and the side of his stomach. And his guts are like spilling out all over the place. He's like, ah! He's like dying. Spencer, he's like, ah! He's all shocked. He goes, oh, how embarrassing of me. He's like, there they are. There are your guts. They were inside you the whole time. He goes, sorry about that. And he kind of goes, and he just starts walking away and he tells his guys, he goes, clean this up before the kids see it and find out where this asshole lived. He goes, I want to play some pool. And that's how this issue actually ended. And you're like, damn, dude, that's crazy. So again, Negan is that loose cannon in this book. You never know what you're going to get out from him. And the funny thing is that Negan actually trusts Rick, that Rick is going to do the right thing. Partly because Negan is really egotistical too, because he's got a shitload of men and he feels like he's unstoppable. This was such a good issue, the last like 6 pages or so, because you just weren't sure what was going to happen. Sure, Spencer's an indisposable character, but you didn't think he was going to gut him right in front of the community like that. No one saw him, and the humor behind Negan is just classic. I love this title so much. It's just so awesome. And again, issue number 112 is going to mark the anniversary of Glenn's death. So hopefully in the next issue, they're going to have something awesome in the issue. In this war between the saviors and the rest of the community, I think it's going to be some epic battle. So, guys, I'm going to give this one, it's not a perfect issue because it's really the last 6 issues that were good. And they're like drawing out this war so long. But nevertheless, it was really, really solid. So, I'm going to give this issue a 4 out of 5. So, guys, tell me what you think of The Walking Dead and what do you think of Negan? What do you think he might do next? And do you think Rick is going to kill Negan? Do you think Negan is going to die? So give me your thoughts on what you want happen to Negan. So guys, this is my review of The Walking Dead issue 111, and I appreciate you watching Comic Book Corner 2.0. And guys, as always, this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off, and until the next comic book review, guys, I'll see you real soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.